Hello Connor B, welcome. Bear with me a couple of minutes, I'm running a few minutes late today. Welcome to the stream, welcome to the stream. Probably end up starting in exactly 10 past, so give me 5 minutes and we'll be there. Thank you for your patience. Right, let's do this. Hello and welcome everybody. Oh, no. Have we gone? Have we transitioned? Yep. Hello and welcome everybody. It's Ignorant Norman here, and we're back. We're back live. And we're in space. Well, hopefully. Hopefully we'll be in space. Welcome to the stream. My name's Ignorant Norman. I am a variety streamer who specialises mainly in RPG games, but I do like to branch out with some simulators. And I do get sweaty occasionally on Fortnite. This is the only game you play. Excellent, Connor. You are going to be my saviour here, I think. Because we're going to do Astrophysics 101 with me, Ignorant Norman. And I'm going to cock up the maths at some point. So you can help me, hopefully. I have played with this a bit. So I kind of know how to do certain things. But I am still a noob compared to a lot of people that I know that can do some amazing things in this game. If you don't mind, Connor, as you're the only person here right now, it's still a bit earlier here in the UK, is the mic audio and the desktop audio okay? Do I need to turn anything up, turn anything down? Let me know, if you don't mind. I also wonder how many times we're going to be using this today. Are you ready?
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem.
I put that sound alert on just today for that. For this game. Because I've got a feeling we might have to use that a few times. Right. Do you like the stream title? Let's see if I can crash and burn faster than when I chat up a woman. Or chat somebody up. I didn't say woman because you obviously, you know, gotta be LBGT friendly these days. Yeah, quicker than I chat somebody up. So yeah, let's get into the game, and we are going to be going back to my ideas. I can't, for some reason, get paint to bloody display window capture, so I'm going to have to use display capture when I go through my physics theory. I say physics theory with, you know, these, because, let's be fair, my physics theory is probably rubbish, but we're going to try and do a learning thing. So as viewers come in, I'm going to try and teach them, because a lot of my viewers will probably have never played a game like this, so I'm going to try and teach them a little bit of the physics of the game, because otherwise they will be so confuddled. So, Connor, are you good at the game then? I take it if this is the only game you play, then you're pretty good at the game, so you're going to be helping me probably a lot, hopefully. Welcome to the stream, by the way. A lot of astrophysics. Yeah, it's taught me a lot of astrophysics, and I have to admit, I did cheat a little bit. I have been watching a couple of tutorial videos on YouTube to help me out. I've got a couple of stickers all around, like certain ones telling me like my delta V and my 9.8 meter gravity per squared. I don't know if you can see that. So like, I've got post-it notes all over the place. So. Just little short notes to just help me out a little bit. Or at least that's the idea. Right then, let's get into the game. I'm just going to have a quick look at the settings, but I think everything is good. Temperature gauge is on, thermal highlights. I'm not going to stick on the advanced tweakables yet. I know it's somewhere around here. I'm going to keep everything else the same. I know it's somewhere. I've seen it. Oh, there we go. Advanced tweakables. I'm going to leave that off for now, because it will add things. I want this to be kind of vanilla. I'm not using any mods. Yeah, I know. Yeah, don't worry. I know that much. Hi, Ignorant Norman. Oh, yeah. Hello, my little kitty cat. Don't know why it's saying hello to me, but it's saying hello to me because I've just said something in the stream for the first time. But it shouldn't actually refer to me because I'm the broadcaster. Right. So we're gonna accept that because everything's fine. Turn on the extended burn indicators. Okay, I will take your word for that one. Where the hell is it? Really can't see. Oh, show extended burn indicators. What does that do exactly? If you don't mind, Connor. I'm sure you'll show me when it happens. I've never used it. I'm assuming it's useful. Right. Oh, did I actually apply that? Yes. Yes, it's applied and accepted. Brilliant. Right, let's start the game. So, I have played this before. I have got to a certain points in this before. I play it on and off, but I've never really brought it to stream and try to go through the career mode properly. The maneuver node tells you exactly the start of the maneuver node and start burning. Oh, so it's basically patch conics. I thought that did that when you got the patch conics. Anyway. Yeah, whatever. I'll let you refer to me back that one in a minute. So we're going to start new. We're going to call the game Iggy's Stream. No, that's Sturm. Let's start that again. Iggy's Stream Career. We're going to do a normal career mode. I know you'll know this, Connor, but for people who don't and people that will watch the VOD, because I'm going to probably put this onto YouTube after, Sandbox is a mode where you can literally have all the parts, all the features from the start. It can be a little bit messy the first time you play it because there's so much stuff. What are you playing? Oh, Matthew, I'm playing Kerbal Space Program. Do you like the name of the stream, by the way? Let's see if I can crash and burn faster than when I chat somebody up. Only the best game ever to me. Connor's obviously a big fan of the game. He says it's the only game he actually plays. Science, where you can literally just gather science for your research and technologies. You don't have to worry about your money or your reputation. And career, which is where you have to basically do all aspects of the game. I'm going to change my flag because I don't want the Kerbal flag. I am from the UK, so we are going to use the UK Space Agency one. Yep, that'll do. And then we're going to go into the options. I'm going to keep it on normal mode. One thing that I am going to do though, right, is missing crew respawn. No. If they die, they die. It's that simple. If I make a mistake that's not caused by physics warp, I will be quick saving, right? It's not caused by physics warp, and it's from my own stupidity. They're dead. That's it. We have to find new crew. I'm going to keep the re-entry heating exactly the same. I'm going to keep the comm links. I'm going to keep the starting phones and starting science all the same. I'm not going to give myself any bonuses, any penalties. Go to advanced internal on GeForce. I'm going to go advanced. GeForce and what? I didn't get the end of the and. There's Kerbal GeForce limits. Do Kerbals go unconscious after sustaining too much GeForce? No thanks. Do parts fall off when passing their GeForce limit? No thanks. Kerbals level up immediately instead of... No. Kerbal GeForce limits? Really? Isn't that really bad? Isn't that going to slow me down? Like, this is stuff I can't tweak after, I think. So, like, I've never tried it. Is it going to be bad? Am I going to have people die left, right, and centre? Because I've got a feeling that I really shouldn't turn that on. No, I understand, Connor. It's probably really cool. Oh, sod that. No offense, Connor. No way. No way. This is more of a teaching thing. So, Matthew, what we're going to be also doing, just to let you know, is I'm going to be teaching you how to play the game a little bit. So I'm going to keep those off if you don't mind, Connor. I may come back. Required signal for control. Yeah, that's fair enough. I'll put that on. Plasma blackout. Yeah, fair enough. I'll put that on. That's not a problem. Yeah, so basically I have to make a satellite relay to be able to communicate, especially when it comes to probes. That's fine, because I want it to show off satellite relays anyway. I'm going to stick with that for now. I don't want my Kerbal to die, I don't think. Right. So, accept. Yeah, so we're going to be doing... We're gonna go back to paint at some point, and I'm going to be doing Astrophysics 101 the best I can. I'm sure Connor will tell me that I'm totally wrong and my maths is out. But don't worry about it. We're all learning today. So, we're going to start. Yep, basically, if we don't make a satellite relay, Jebediah Kerbal won't be able to watch Apollo 13 on re-entry, and won't get to crap his pants. So, the text is always really small on this, so I'll read it out. Nice to meet you. I'm Gene Kerman, Flight Director and your guide for this quick introduction. This is the Space Center. From here, you can manage all aspects of the space program. Feel free to have a look around, hold the right mouse button to move the camera, or use the arrow keys. Right-click over the Space Center facilities to view more about them. Left-click when you're ready to head inside. If you need more info, check out the training section in the main menu. Thanks, Gene. I've got it. So I'm going to quickly explain these. First thing I'm going to do is go to the flagpole and stick that at the UK Space Agency. You can also make planes in the skin. Can you? Oh, that's cool. My sticky note with my Delta V's just fallen. 1 minute. That's what I get for using post-it notes. I'm using a mic, so if something doesn't make sense, blame it on the mic. Alright, no worries. You can also make planes in the skin. I know you can make planes in the space plane hangar and the runways there. I do know a fair bit about the understandings of, like, getting to orbit I can do fairly easily, right? It's more landing on the moon that I have, is where I start getting really kind of tricky with it. So let me just go through, what the hell is that over there? It's probably a glitch. So these are the different areas. I'll go through them very quickly because I don't want to bore everybody. And I'll probably explain in more detail. This is administration building. This is where you can do certain grants to gain extra reputation, maybe make more money if you're low on money. Or we'll call it Kerbal bucks, Kerbal dollars, Kerbal pounds, whatever. Moolah. Lots of moolah. And you can do different things like leadership initiative. It'll cost you $36,000 to set up. It will add funds, reputation from milestone gains and all that stuff. I generally don't play around with this too much. I might later on just to show people how it works. But for now we're going to leave that facility. So the administration building may not seem like a very exciting place at first, but this is where our strategic decisions are made. Ooh, Minmus, yes. Land on Minnie Mouse versus... I've heard that landing on Minmus is easier due to the gravity. But we'll see. We'll see what happens when I get to that point. This one is the Astronaut Complex. I'll show you about the upgrades in a minute. So this is where all our astronauts are. We've got 4 people so far. We've got Jebediah Kerman, who is a pilot. We've got Bill Kerman, who's an engineer, Bob Kerman, who's a scientist, and Valentina Kerman, who's also a pilot. We're not going to recruit anybody else right now. We might after if people die, but we also don't have the money. So we'll leave them for that. You'll notice that these pilots don't have any stars. They've got no experience. They've got a different level of stupid courage and stupidity. Here's a question for you, Connor. I could change their suits. Oh, cool. I never knew that. Cheers, Connor. Appreciate that. Alright, so we'll put scientists in blue. That makes... Oh, no, engineers in blue. We'll put our scientists in orange. And we'll put our pilots in the traditional white. Cool, I didn't know that. Little rectangles below. Yeah, I worked, but I could probably mess around with the colours. I might do that at a later date. Can you tell me, Connor, what actually does the courage and stupidity do? Because it doesn't seem to actually have any effect that I've noticed. Maybe you know better than I do. I don't sure. Certain people could do certain things. I will explain that more as we start flying. I'm not going to go through everything right now because we'll be here forever and I want to do some flying. This is R&D, or research and development. This is where we get our precious science. I'll explain science shortly, but basically one of the major concepts of this game is we need to research and do science experiments to unlock new parts. With new parts we can go further, do better things, and we can get to fancy stuff like asparagus staging. I'm playing this game for 3 years and I have no idea. Thank you! Somebody else that has no idea what it does. Like basic rocketry cost 5. At the moment we've got 0 science. We actually only come with certain stuff. And I will probably show them off more in the centre rather than here. Our archives, you could tell them all the different planets. As far as I know, these are all representations of the planets in our solar system. So Kerbal does have the same gravity as Earth. The Mun does have the same gravity as the Moon. Juno is Mars. Oh no, it's Mr. Victor enjoys making jam sandwiches under Newcastle Pier. So Mars, Venus enjoys making Mercury, Venus enjoys. This is how I used to remember the planets. Mr. Victor enjoys making jam sandwiches under Newcastle Pier, although Pluto's no longer a planet. Blah 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 blah. So Mr. Mercury, Victor, Eve enjoys Earth, Kerbal, making Mars jam sandwiches under Newcastle. Yeah, I think they've removed some anyway. So yeah. As far as I know, they do have the same representations of what we know the physics of those planets. This is the tracking station. This is where you can track all the planets. Hi again. So this is Gene Kerman. This is a tracking facility. In here you can view all our solar system as well as the current positions and trajectories of all ongoing missions. When you have missions in progress, you'll see them listed on a panel at your left and you'll be able to take command from them from the screen. Sometimes contracts may require specific destinations in orbit or on the surface. These will also be visible here. Lastly, if you want to see the same map during flight, just hit the M key. Yes, I know that bit. And basically, this is Earth, Kerbal, Earth. Here's the Moon, or the Mun, as we call it. Minmus, which is another moon, which is not technically a celestial body that we have, but hey, you know, each to their own. And then if we start scrolling out, you'll see Mercury, Venus, the Sun, and the full wide solar system. It's going to be a long while before we get that far out, let's be fair about it. Well, hopefully not too long. And you can check all your probes, your rovers, all your stuff if you've got anything on there. So like toggle sites, we can turn the sites off. We have several sites. The Woomerang launch site. We have the Desert Airfield launch site. We have another Woomerang launch site, Kerbal Space Center, the Island Airfield, and I think that's it. I think some of the other launch sites help for if you need to start going radial or anti-radial, or normal and anti-normal, for different like polar orbits and stuff like that. I've never really used any of them yet, so Connor, that might be something that you can help me with later on if I have to deal with such things. I also need to close the window because there's a dog next door and he's a bloody annoying little fuckwit. There we go. This is our launch pad. I don't really have to tell you anything about the launch pad. It is where we launch. Woohoo! There we go. Simple. Simples. This is a vehicle assembly building. This is the building we will be spending most of our time in, unless we're in flight. And this is where we will be creating the magic, or the destruction of our Kerbals, depending on how well I build and how well I design things. The spaceplane hangar is basically the same thing as the vehicle assembly building, but for space planes. We've got a runway. Again, self-explanatory. If you launch a rocket from the launch pad, you launch a plane from the runway. We have this little building over here that's actually quite easy to miss, but this is an important building. This is Mission Control. And Mission Control is the first place that we need to go because we need to make some money. We've got 25,000. We need some science. So this is the first place we go. You can also get to these from these little tabs here. You can see, but I prefer to do it the manual way. So you can, at the moment, Mission Control allows us to have 2 active contracts. So let's have a look. Given the nature of the stars, it's supposed to kind of give it away of how difficult these contracts are. Now, as Connor will know, and I'm sure he does, Orbit and Kerbin at this point in the game is actually a very hard contract to do. But there'll be a point in the game where Orbit and Kerbin is basically, I don't know, so simple. It'll become so easy to do. It will, with unlocked science, new parts, that'll become a fairly simple task to do. Escape the Atmosphere is another one where we've got, it says it's difficult, but again, once we unlock a few parts, done some science, it will become second nature. Called Ceres. Oh, right, is it? Cool. I know they're basically set of celestial bodies that we have in our solar system. I just didn't know exactly which ones, because they have different names. Connor, are you excited for Kerbal Space Program 2? Have you seen the trailer? That looks really cool. I can't wait for that. I'm probably going to have to upgrade my PC for that one, to be fair, but it'll be cool. If you do like a bit of Kerbal Space Program and you want to carry on watching with us, Connor, don't forget you can hit that follow button and you'll see when I'm live. I also have a Discord. I do a lot of RPG games as well. I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, and we do have a community challenge that you can use your Mako, your channel points. And the next one on my RPG series, which is what I do on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, is a choice between Detroit Become Human and Heavy Rain. So what we're going to do is, one of the good things to do with contracts is read them. Some of these contracts are a lot harder than they sound. You'll get some 1-star contracts that are actually very difficult early on, as far as I can tell. Or maybe they're just difficult for me. That is just possible that it's me being rubbish. So we need to gain scientific data from Kerbin. At Kerbin, world's first record-keeping society, we need brave Kerbals with the right stuff to help achieve our dreams. We still have unchecked items on our list of records, blah, blah, blah. Give us a quick crew report before launching. It's fine if any of the lights on the control panel flashing, just give it a swift kick. I love the little, it comes out early next year. Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to be playing that. So the prestige we'll get is trivial from it. The contract will expire in 1 day, and we need to recover or transmit any science data from Kerbin to achieve this goal. So basically we just need to do a crew report at the launch pad. Like, we don't even have to go to space. How easy is that? We'll get 6,400 Kerbal books, 1 science point, and 2 reputation from that. Can you tell me, actually, Connor? Like, I've never seen a real big problem with reputation. What happens if your reputation plummets or gets really high? Does it have any major effects in the game? Or is it mainly on the harder modes that it has effects? I don't know. So for this contract, we'll get an advance of 2,240 Kerbal books, and when we complete it, we'll get 4,160, which will complete the 6,400. We'll get a science, and we'll get things. So we're going to accept this contract. And then we need to launch our first vessel. I'm not going to read that again, the briefing. I'll do this bit. We'd like to officially start off the space program with a bang. A very controlled bang, preferably. A prestige trivia. It expires in 5 hours. We have to launch our first vessel off the launch pad or the runway to achieve this goal. Again, we'll gain some science. We'll gain some reputation, and we get an advance of 1,120 kilobits and another 2,080 when we complete it. We can accept that contract. So we have 2 contracts. So I think it's time to make our first ship. Boom! So vehicle assembly building we go. And you'll get worse contracts. Ah, right. I thought it might have an effect on. I assumed it might have an effect on your recruitment, like it will cost more to recruit new pilots and stuff. You know, because they'd be scared that you're killing them all and failing everything. Maybe it does have an effect there. I don't know. Hello, I am Werner von Kerman, Chief Rocketry Engineer. This is the vehicle assembly building where you'll build spacecraft and later roll them out to the launch pad for flight. Pretty impressive, innit? On the left, you'll find components to construct your own spacecraft. Select a starting part, then attach others to build a ship. You can have a look around with the right mouse button or the arrow keys. It's really not as... That's it, really. It's not as if it's rocket science. Oh, yeah, it is rocket science. Anyway, if you need more in-depth explanation on how to build, go to the training section. Right, what's the best way to do this? How am I going to explain this to people? I'll do it as a build. So at the moment, we've got very little in what we can use. So if you notice, a lot of this stuff is blacked out. I will go through it in a little section in a little while. And I will be going through the upgrades and what you need to upgrade to be able to do certain things. So at the moment, the only thing that's highlighted is these. We can use a re-entry module, which is... Design Bureau cried when the finance department cried. That's your lot. So they're both 600. What is the difference between the Onion re-entry module? Less people want to work for you, unless... Ah, right. Cool. So you'll get less people trying to work for you. Cool. I thought it might have an effect there, to be fair. That's weird. I've never actually played with that. Not that I want it. So you can hold a Kerbal. It just looks weird. Remove. So we're going to use this Mk1 command pod. At the moment, we basically have the similar equipment to what they had in the 60s. Or late 50s. Actually, what year did Yuri Gagarin first reach space? Was it 1960? I can't remember. Anyway, we're going to put this command pod here and it'll perfectly place it wherever it wants. I can move it if I want. I can go down. I can go up. I think it's shift to zoom. Yeah, hold shift to zoom in, zoom out. We're going to plonk that just here. Then we need fuel tanks. Oh, we don't have any. Okay then, how are we going to get into space? Engines. Oh, we've got an engine. We've got an RT5 Fleece solid fuel booster. It was found lying on the side of the road. Well considered by some to be more than a trash bin full of boom, the RT5 can be seen in use in many space programs. Perhaps possibly because it's the only option for many space programs. But nevertheless, this small booster provides a nice kick to lift small payloads to considerate heights. Use with caution though. Once lit, solid fuel motors cannot be put out until the fuel runs out. And that is the difference when I will explain that when we get some liquid engines and some liquid fuel. It was the 1950s. I thought it was. It was late 1950s. Yuri Gagarin. So we're going to need an engine. So let's do that. Boink! We've got an engine. Woohoo! I'll explain the difference between solid fuel and liquid fuel engines when we unlock some liquid fuel engines. I know Connor already knows it, so don't worry. It's mainly for people that haven't played. So we've got crew. At the moment, Jebediah is our pilot, and he's already in the command pod. We could take him out. We could put him back in. We could put Valentina in. She's a pilot. We do want a pilot. Technically, we don't need a pilot right now, but I'll explain why we want a pilot a bit later on. We can cargo. You can switch editor, but we're going to go back to build mode. So we've got Jebediah, he's in here. And so what's going to happen is, this engine's going to start. This is staging. I'm going to explain staging a little bit now. Just like in real rocketry, you have to do things in certain stages. And as we get more parts, that's going to become more complicated. And there will be lots and lots and lots of stages. All scrolling right up here. I may have to move my camera for certain, if I do too many stages. I might move my camera to the bottom left, just above the books. At the moment, it tells us that this is going to cost us 835 Kerbal dollars, because that is 635. How come it's 635 and not 600? I thought it was 600. Oh well. And that is going to cost us another 200. Now, Jebediah has been, he knows a bit of theory of space, and he's realised something really bad. What goes up must come down. And he's more worried about how fast and how bad it's going to come down. So, he's like, you know, maybe we should have a parachute on this thing, something to slow it down. And if we go to utility here, we can find an Mk16 Parachute. Which, weirdly, was found on the side of the road as well. But it just fits perfectly onto this pod. Bottom left is important. Top right. Maybe I might move it. I'll transition it when we do the Physics 101 thing. I will change it then, because I'll be in OBS then. But yeah, at the moment we haven't got enough stages for me to worry about it. So it's nice that that fits perfectly on there, and it's very aerodynamic. As you can tell, aerodynamics are going to be a factor in this game. I'm going to go through a few things. We don't really have anything. We've got structures, we've got girders we could attach to the side if you wanted to add more rockets. We don't need that yet. But you'll notice that we don't really have a lot. We've got some fins. I mean, I could put a couple of basic fins on if I want it to be more aerodynamic, but we're not going to go far with this little rocket anyway. Don't think we've got anything else. Oh, we have got a mystery goo container. We could do that. One of the things in this game is science and earning science, and I was going to do it later on, but you know what? Boom. We're going to do it now. So, like, I could stick one here, and it'll probably be alright. It'll probably be fine. But you might notice as we go up, like, we're no longer aerodynamic. In fact, is he going to give us a warning? Nope, he hasn't. I'll explain the Delta V. Oh, we can keep our contracts up here, so I'll just... I thought I could move that. Nope, I can't. Alright, we'll just leave it there. Yeah, cool, but not very aerodynamic. What we can do is, down here, there's a few different centre of mass gravity. So that'll show me my centre of mass. That is my centre, because we're just one big cone shape. Centre of thrust. So our thrust is, yep, from the engine. It will thrust that way and send us up. And aerodynamic. Yeah, we're pretty aerodynamic. Actually, if I put this on, will it change the aerodynamics? Not really, actually. I don't think... They don't weigh a lot, so they're not going to really cause too much troubles. But you can do this symmetry mode. So if I click here, and I put a mystery goo container in the right place, I want it kind of high, really. Boom. It will give me a second one. Now, mystery goo containers. Let's just have a look at what it says here. This unit was something one of our engineers come up with while dumpster diving, while researching an alternative application for existing technologies. It's a sealed container which appears to be filled with a strange-looking substance. We couldn't reach in or break the canister open, but watching how the goo behaves when subject to different situations could be very educational. They are costly. Have you noticed that our price of our thing? I'm going to go for the water later, but thanks. Yeah, Connor, I'm going to do it a bit more slower than... Like, if I wanted to, like, do a lot of things at once, I could. But I'm going to do it slow for the people that I'm also teaching, and the people on YouTube. But yeah, I totally get, like, Connor's right. You could put 3 on and get more science. You could even put 4 on if you were really smart about it. And you could probably get 1, 2... No, you'd only get 3 at max science things. I'm just going to leave 2 on for now. But yes, your point's valid. And we're going to call this... what should we call it? I don't know what to call it. Iggy testing. No. First launch. We'll just call it first launch. Or Iggy 1. Iggy 1. That we'll call it Iggy 1. Yeah. Let's hope Iggy 13 doesn't crash. I'll be making a few Apollo 13 references at some point, I'm sure. So, if I click on these, it will show you the goals. So we need to recover or transmit science data from Kerbin and launch our first vessel. Well, we can do both these contracts with this. So, I don't need anything else. This is going to cost us 2,857. So hopefully we can get all this back to the launch pad or back to Earth or Kerbin, whatever you want to call it. So we can recover all these parts. Therefore, this will have cost us only the fuel itself. In fact, we don't even have to go far. So what I could do here is, this is something that some people don't realise when they play the game, is you can actually reduce the amount of fuel you've got. So let's just, I don't know, how far do we want to go? We don't really want to go that far. I can't EVA out, so let's just, yeah, we don't need to go far. Thrust limiter, we'll leave the thrust limiter, it's not going to really make that much difference. There we go, let's make it a nice yellow and white colour. And that's cool. Tin can. It's basically a tin can. It's a tin can with a rocket stuck to, a solid fuel rocket stuck to it. We're gonna save this. I don't know why we're saving it, but I think one of the things, it'll be nice to look upon how we started to how the rockets have developed at some point. And we can enter description of the ship. All right. Iggy 1 was built for our first contracts and is basically a tin can with thrust. There we go. It's basically what it is. So we'll say that again. You can go straight. You don't have to click on the launch pad. You can go straight to the launch pad from here. So if you click on launch, it will take your vehicle straight to the launch pad. Boom, boom. Here we go. I will explain stages in more detail later, but first thing we need to realise is things will happen in a very specific sequence. So as you notice, stages have moved to the left. It's a good point. I forgot that the stages move to the left when you're on the launch pad. Glad I didn't move the camera there. Thank you, Connor. That's why you said it was important. I'd forgotten about that. I thought it still stayed on the right. No, Jebediah's on the right. So, what we don't want is basically this. We do not want to launch our rocket and launch the parachute. No, I forgot the name of the thing then. At the same time. That would be detrimental to what we're doing. We want the rocket to launch and then the parachute to happen. So, 1 minute, because I need to now create another one. And move my rocket down. Just remember, on this sequence of events, everything from the bottom, it will head up, 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 up on the stages. Or from 0 down. It doesn't go the other way. And don't worry, I'm going to EVA. And if you press the button on the bottom left of the screen that's purple, it tells you how high you're going to go. Does it? bottom left, there's purple. This one. That's maneuver nodes. That's not it. I'll get to that anyway, because we'll have a speed here in a bit and stuff like that. Trying to work out what it is. I am going to do the EVA, don't worry. I'm just getting to that. So Jebediah here, we actually have active quests. So remember, to achieve our goals, we need to get scientific data from here. So if you click on this command module, if you left click on it, it'll do nothing. Oh, you can EVA like that. I didn't realize you could do that. I always do it from down here. But if you right click, you get a lot of like different things that you can do. One of them here is called crew report. Remember it said take a crew report, the purple button. Well, the purple one's maneuver mode node. That's map. That's docking mode. Is it the maneuver one? All right. Oh, so all right. So it's telling me how high I'll get on my apps if I run this. Right. I generally don't use that, so I'm gonna turn it off for now. But I'll put it back on in a bit because that'll become useful. I also went to there, so if I press M, I can go back to this. If you remember, we need to take a crew report from Kerbal. So if we click a crew report, we can get 1.5 signs. We can actually transmit this data. Now here's a sneaky trick of Kerbal. Right? Yes, we could transmit this now, and we would. It'd use electrical charge, but not much, I don't think, because we're right. Well, there's the space center. It's not going to be much to send it, but we're going to keep this data. Now, for some reason, Kerbal has this issue where when you do a crew report, if you try and do it again, you'll be like, oh, you need to overwrite your existing crew report. I can't store more than one crew report on my notepad. Alright. Well, let's overwrite it and keep that one. Oh, it's the same. Here's where we get smart. And we're going to do what Connor said, an EVA. So we're going to EVA, and here he is. Our little Kerbal will jump out. It'll hold on. Be very careful not to let go. Reason being is you will not be able to jump back on, and we'll have to recover the vessel. This is something you need to be even more aware of when you're in space, because you could lose Jebediah for good, especially now that I don't have Kerbal's respawning. That would be detrimentally bad for us. While we're here though, we can click on, I think it's Jebediah. Yeah, we could do something called an EVA report. EVA report from Launchpad. Oh, I need to explain this right. So, this is a report from the Launchpad. I'm going to explain biomes in a second, Connor, so don't worry about it. I do know about biomes, and I do know that every place in the Space Center is a biome. But we recover another 2.4 science, and we can keep the experiment. Now, this is the beauty of the thing. For some reason, you can now click on this and take the data out of this. So that crew report that I took earlier, I can take it out of it. Excellent. Now when I board, something really cool happened. Oh, EVA report added. Crew report from Launchpad was removed and added. Weirdly, now, I can now take another crew report. It won't help me. I will. Oh no, because it'll still be the same. Let me review stored data. Yeah, so it's crew report from Launchpad. So it won't help me in any way, shape or form. Keep experiment. Right. Oh, review report. Reset. I've got that stored. I didn't mean to keep it again. Yes, I know. I was going to explain that a lot later on, especially when it comes to like recovering people. But obviously, it doesn't work on Kerbal due to the gravity. I know that as well. Like I said, I know up to the certain point, and then it's at the point where I hit a glass ceiling and I really get stuck, Connor. And hopefully, you'll be back in the stream next time I play to when I get to the more complicated stuff, and you can help me out. Probably a lot. Now, we probably don't need it, but Jebediah is a pilot, and one of the things he gets as a pilot is you might be able to see it affects stability assist. Full vessel control without comnet access as well. So we don't need a probe here. He's a pilot. He can pilot the ship. If you don't have a pilot, you're going to need a probe and a comm network. At the moment, we don't have a direct connection to Space Center. We cannot transmit signs. We do have a good signal strength though. And we do have a full crew control as well. So we're going to put on stability assist. We probably don't need it. We're not going to be maneuvering very far. Now, I haven't completed this contract yet because I haven't recovered the data. We're not going to recover the data just yet. What we're going to do is with spacebar, we are going to launch. We're not going to go very far, so we need to be very quick about when we launch that parachute. Otherwise, poor Jebediah here is going to die a horrible death. Now you notice we are at 69 meters above sea level. If you click on that, that is ground level. Oh, Connor, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Genova project. There you go, Tifa. Tifa's gonna show your face. Thank you for following. That's one follow away now from 250, and one follow away from 250. I was gonna do actually I was gonna do a giveaway for that, but I might have to wait till next week to do it. Because I don't have the item that I want to do. We'll probably do a giveaway stream after we reach the 250 mark. So we're getting closer and closer. So, oh, duh, I forgot something. Duh, we've got these mystery Goo containers. These make science, so let's observe it. Mystery Goo observation from Launchpad. Again, specifically Launchpad. I will explain biomes later when we're going back into the R&D, and I'll show you how we've got the data and where from. Now, if you notice here, it says recover it, free science. We can actually do this again, this experiment, and gain a little bit more science. Probably not going to be worth it. You will get lots of science later, and I will explain how you can cheese some science if you're like a couple of points away from just getting some of the unlocks on the R&D that you need. But we'll do that later on. So let's keep this experiment. Now, the problem with the mystery Goo is we cannot reset this Goo canister. It needs such a thing. 1 minute. Oh no, I can reset it. Alright. That's weird. One minute, let me EVA. I wanna collect this data. Yes, removing the experiment data will render this module inoperable. Restoring functionality will require scientists. So this is where the difference between a pilot, a scientist, and an engineer comes in. And Connor, you're gonna have to help me with this one, I think. Now, a pilot has stability assist. They can help control the vehicle. They gain other skills later on. I will explain that as Jebediah gains more skills. We're going to remove the data anyway, but only a scientist can restore this Goo container so it can be used again. Let me board before I press the wrong button. And we've noticed that you've added that to the. We've added this to our thing. I don't know why Jebediah can only take one crew report. I find it's a really bad flaw in the game. The Goo is made out of Kerbal that crashed into the ground. Yeah, I think they turn around. Don't they say in some of the, depends on how you do the experiment, it like just splashes all over in different colours. So I don't know. Could be, very much could be. So that's all cool, and we've got that data. Now, what we're gonna do is launch, and we're just gonna go up. I'm not going to try and turn. I'm not going to head towards the sea, which if you wanted to, you could try. I mean, it's only there. Like, it wouldn't take long for you to get to the sea. We'll do that in a little bit. So, if I press spacebar, away we go. Oh, I need to put that stability assist on again. So, because he left the pod, stability assist went off. It's T. There we go. We got stability assist on. And let's go. Way! Parachute. Now, I might be able to take another crew report. Yep, flying over Kerbin shores. We'll keep that. And we're going to do the mystery goo while flying at Kerbin. We'll keep that. And there we go. Now, you'll notice we went up about 250. Our solid fuel ran out very quickly. We've still got this stage here because we don't have couplers. We can't remove it. But we're moving down about 6.5 meters per second. That should be fine. I think the tolerance is about 9, is it, Connor? Like, if you're going more than 9 meters per second when you drop, that's when bad things will happen. And there we go. Landed. Cool. So, we've achieved our first goal by launching our first vessel. Excellent. We haven't achieved this goal only because we haven't recovered the data yet. So, let's do that. We'll recover the vessel and let's see how much money we made back. Since once I've explained all these theories to you, obviously making vehicles and going into certain things will become easier. So, science. We got, altogether we got in 28 science. Now that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yes, I'm alright. It's 9 meters per second. I know like certain landing struts have a higher tolerance. I can't remember what the tolerances are off the top of my head. They tell you on the landing struts when we get them. Crew report while flying over the shores. Eva report from launch pad. Remember, shores, launch pad. These are different biomes, and in different biomes you can get different science. I'll go to the map in a bit, and I'll explain how biomes work. Like, every place on Kerbin is a different biome if you want to be cheesy about it, and I'll explain how to be cheesy later, but I'm not going to do it. We also recovered 2,773 from parts. So we recovered every part. We got 588 from that. We got 116 in that. We got all of that money back. Mystery Goo, all of it back. The only thing that we actually used was solid fuel, which we didn't get the fuel back, obviously. We used the fuel. The Science Junior has the worst tolerance I've ever seen. Yeah, I think it does, actually. And I think it doesn't half weigh you down as well. And we lost some monopropellant. I don't realise we actually had to manoeuvre. Oh no, we didn't. So we've recovered basically. What did it cost? 2,800 and something. We've nearly recovered everything that we used there. Cool. Jebediah's gained 1 XP. Yep, and he got back to Earth Kerbin successfully. Excellent. We have got some milestones here, and I'm gonna do that in a minute. Boom. Right. So that's cool. We got all that. Our recent accomplishments from our space program have attracted contributions from numerous organisations. So, we have performed an EVA test at home. Excellent. That's 3,200 Kerbal bucks and a reputation point. Notice our reputation is starting to go up. We have broken a speed record of 25 miles. 25. It's not miles per hour. It's meters per second. 250 to the Detroit Become Human challenge. Ooh, nice. Jess is here. Hello, Jess. Jess did a little bit of astrophysics. Oh, she was trying to learn it, so she did want to come and see what was going on. We've broken an 80 meters per second barrier. If I'd have put more fuel in, we could have got a lot more of these done. We launched our first vessel for another 1,600 Kerbal bucks. We recovered our crew. And we performed the first of our experiments at home. Excellent. Excellent. Nice. We launched our first vessel contract. We gained science and reputation and money for that. Excellent. It was a very nominal launch. We couldn't have asked for more. Well, we could, and we will at some point. Again, excellent. We complete that. Gained scientific data. We knew about that. Another 6,400. Bargain. Hey, how you doing? How was the stream? Just finished making my lunch. Nice. We haven't got into the true science yet, Jess, so you're in time. I haven't explained a lot of the theory yet. Just little bits, but you can always watch the VOD if you really want to know. And I might put it on my YouTube. And that's it. Again, nice. It says that we haven't achieved this, and I don't know why it does that. Oh, did that just crash on me? Oh my good god. That's annoying. Is it just regular physics? It is astrophysics as far as I believe. That's never happened before. It never crashes that point. Which is going to be annoying because I don't know if it's going to have saved all the stuff. So I might have to redo that launch very quick. Luckily, I saved the ship. Let me just make sure it captures it. Yes, it does. We should be back any second now. There we go. And we have to wait for it to load. That was my fault because I double-clicked something that I probably shouldn't have double-clicked there. My bad. My bad. Pro streamer at work again. Pro streamer. Falling with style. Cutting funding. Now I need to look this up. What? Look it up astrophysics or against physics? You can do. Or look up Kerbal Space Program. Be right back. No worries. See, I knew Jess would be interested in this stuff. While that's loading, I'm going to go get a drink because that's going to take a minute. I do apologise for that. We'll be back shortly with that. And we'll do things very fast with a brief, quick explanation for Jess. Yep. Yeah, I thought it was astrophysics. I build rockets in real life. Nice. Like big ones. Like you should. Connor, if you're interested, join the Discord. If you ever want to send me some pictures of the rockets, please do. I love science stuff. That's if you have Discord and you want to. Not forcing you, obviously. Let's go back to start game. That was annoying. Resume saved. Oh, it has kept the signs, so we did actually do that. Excellent. And it has completed our contract. For some reason, the contract doesn't complete sometimes until you go back into the vehicle assembly run. No smells like the size of your arm, but they go pretty high enough to point where you can't see them anymore. Nice. Nice. So, we've gained 28 signs. We've also completed both our contracts. So, I'm going to go back to mission control. And we're going to find some new contracts to do. Now, this is where some of these get tricky. I could test the launch at launch site. Now, that is an easy one. To perform this test, activate the part through the staging sequence when all test conditions are met. Cool. Well, we've just done that, technically, so we could do that again with the same vehicle. We'll accept that contract. Tested it. We don't actually have the decoupler, and we're not splashed down. We'll do that a little bit later. Now, this one seems like it's easy, but you have to be going a certain speed and a certain altitude. Some of these are not as easy as you think they are or look like. So at the moment, we're not going to do that. Observational surveys, unless you're stupidly good at the game, and you can send a rocket to a very specific place. These are best done with space planes later, so I'm going to ignore all them for now. And some of these things we haven't actually got yet. We're not going to do anything extra yet. I might try that one. But I'm worried that if I take it, fail it, we're not. I tell you what, we won't take that yet. What I'm gonna do is leave the facility because I want to show Jess. Yeah, I know that's kind of what astrophysics. This is more rocket science technically, but Jess, to be fair. But you know what? We'll call it what we'll call it. I'm gonna call it astrophysics for. It sounds posher. Sounds posher. You know, because I'm British and all. So, we're not going to do anything else right now. We could upgrade buildings, but we want some more dollar. We need some more moolah. So we need to test this at the launch site. So we need to test it through... to perform the test, activate the part through the staging sequence. So this you can't right-click and test. So posh. So wow. Yeah, exactly. So posh. So we're going to go back to the vehicle assembly building and pick up our rocket that we used. If I open, I can get Iggy 1 back out. Load. There we go. There's Iggy 1. I don't think that I could do the other signs, and I'm not gonna unlock any signs yet till the next one. Files are too big. Ah, damn it! I don't have nitro. Don't worry about it, Connor. I will work out another way at some point. If you join the Discord, I will send you a message at some point and work out another way for you to show me that if you don't mind, because I am interested in that stuff. So Iggy 1 was built for our first contract, and it's basically a tin can with thrust. Still going to cost us the same amount. I'm going to keep the mystery goo on because there was a little bit more science we could get. It's not much, but all of it counts. And we're just going to go straight to launch. Our center of mass is still fine. Our center of thrust is still fine. I could explain the delta V. There we go. Thrust to weight ratio is 10.41. So we're going to go up like an atom bomb. But this time, I want to break a few more records. So we're going to go full fuel. The rocket's so weak. Yeah, it's basically like... This is basically what they had in like the 50s until you get more research and we unlock more parts. We can't do much yet. Technically I can unlock the parts now, but because I'm doing a bit of a brief explanation of how the game works, I'm taking it quite slow. Probably much to Connor's dismay, because he plays the game a lot and he's probably thinking, just get on with it, just get on with it. So we're going to launch again, but this time we're going to have a full set of fuel because we want to break a few more records, like height records, speed records. Stuff like that. And hopefully, Jess, this doesn't happen.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem.
I added that sound alert just for this game. So, Jebediah's here. Thank you for the subscription, Predatory Birdman! You have your Sephiroth? Yeah, thank you, Predatory Birdman. How you doing? I forgot the patch. Oh, right, 1 minute. I need to do something right now for Predatory Birdman. 1 minute. I'm going to do it right now. In fact, I'll do it while the rocket's launching. Boom! There we go. Oh, stability assist. Put stability assist on. Yeah, we're getting a bit of air drag here. But we've got a lot higher. Oh, I want to be Earth. Whee! Let's see how high we're actually going to get. Oh, not very high. We're going up. And now we're starting to slow down. We can use our parachute right here. So we'll do that. I don't think we're high enough to do anything with the mystery goo. We might be. 1.6. Why not? We'll keep it. Do a crew report. Nope, that's not going to get us any data. And we can't EVA yet for a very good reason. So we're just going to let this fall back down to earth while I start writing a command out for Mr. Birdman here. I might change it later on, Birdman, to more something a bit better. Birds don't. I can speed this up if I wanted to. There we go, the parachutes thing. We should go below our surface speed of 9.9 meters per second. Nice, and we'll land safely, and Jebediah won't die. I'm just going to leave it for everybody now, and I'll change it to specifically your command after. That should work now. Yeah, I will use that later on as we start getting higher. Right now, Connor, it's not the biggest deal in the world, luckily. Birds don't lurk, they stay perched, but thank you for watching. I can't remember what it actually said last time, Birdman, so something new. The command is back. Yeah, I forgot I was going to do it. Look at that, safe landing. Yeah, exactly. And I landed. Was that classed as the same biome? Let's just have a quick crew report and see. No, it is. Right. Well, reset it. We don't need it. We are going to do the other mystery goo because there was a little bit more science we could get from that. Only 0.7, but it counts. And Jebediah's back. He's happy. He's not going to die a horrible death. And we can recover the vessel again. Was that what it said? Oh well. Practically a SpaceX landing. No Elon Musk here. No Elon Musk technology here. We now got 36 science. We gained another 3.1 science. We will have got all the parts back apart from the fuel that we used. Fair enough. And we didn't gain any XP because Jebediah's already done this. But we did get a few more milestones. So let's have a look at them. We did complete our contract because we did set off the booster with staging. So we get extra science for that. Nice. And we've broken an altitude record of 500 meters. We've broken a speed record of 250 meters per second. Meters per second. We have broken an altitude record of 2,000 meters. We have broken an altitude record of 7,000 meters. Excellent. Now, at this point, if I went back to the vehicle assembly building, doesn't matter, I really appreciate the command, mate. No problem. I especially have to do it after you subbed as well. You know what I mean? Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Loving a good sub. So, we don't really have much more we could do here. We don't have any more engines. We don't have any more fuel that we could play with. So you know what? We're going to keep this vehicle as a... We're going to put this into the museum. And, you know, it's been good. It's done us some good. And we're going to leave this facility. I've landed on a comment. Oh, on the command. Yes, you can do. You can, let me show you, Jess. It's a little bit different because it's not practically Earth, but the Kerbal here has the same gravity, the same physics as Earth itself, right? It's a visual. It's a representation of Earth, even though the continents I think are slightly different. Yep, they're not exactly the same, but it's a visual representation of Earth. It has the same physics. The gravity is 9.8 meters squared pushing down. If I remember rightly, that's Earth's. I normally round it to 10 for when I do my calculations because that's easier. And therefore you need thrust. The moon is here, or the mun, as they call it here. It does have the same representation as far as I know. Connor might correct me on this one, but it does have the same representation as the moon as we know it. There are extra celestial bodies here. So there's another moon called Minmus. It's actually supposedly easier to land on, from what I gather. But if I scroll out, are you ready? We've got the sun. We've got Moho, which is basically Mercury. A comment, no big ice ball in space. True. We've got Mercury. It's Mr. Victor enjoys making jam sandwiches under Newcastle Pier. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, Junior is basically Mars, so forth and so forth and so forth. And it does go out. When number 2 comes out, I'm guessing there's going to be a lot more celestial bodies. So that's going to be cool. That's going to be really, really cool. But we need to go unlock some science, otherwise we're not going to get any further in the game. What I want to do though is have a look at the missions to find out what we're going to do, what I want to unlock. So we need to test a decoupler while splashed down at Kerbal. Well, that could be annoying because we have to decouple. So we need a decoupler to stay on. We also need to do a swivel engine while splashed down at Kerbal. So we need to test it while splashed down. That's actually harder than you think because, well, it's not that hard, but we might need extra parachutes for that one. Otherwise, we're going to come down with a crash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that one, and I'm going to take that contract. Nice. Got myself a little boost of thing. Look, our money's flying up now. And now we're going to go to R&D. So I know that I need a decoupler, and I need a swivel engine. So let's go to basic rocketry. Basic rocketry will unlock the swivel engine that we need. Yes. Now these are liquid fuel engines. I'll explain how liquid fuel engines work compared to the solid booster that we just used. Basically the main thing is liquid engines are controllable. You can maneuver with them, and you can limit how much thrust you use at a time. Whereas a solid fuel booster, it just goes until it runs out of fuel. That's it. There's no control over it. That's basically the difference. It will unlock as a fuel tank. It will unlock as another solid fuel booster, and that. So we want that. Yep. We want that research. Excellent. So now we've got better stuff. Yes, and when we get to something called Patchconics jets, you'll notice that when we go out into space, even the gravitational pull of the moon, even though it's a lot smaller than Earth's, will affect our orbit and the way that we go. So even a small burn could have massive effects later on. But it's still pretty cool. Nice, big brain. Not really. I've actually watched a few YouTube things for this as well. But I have played this game before and I've got so far. I can orbit the moon. I haven't been able to land on it yet. But like Connor says, it's actually harder to land on the moon than it is to Minmus. We can't get there yet. We don't have the technology. First thing we need to do is learn how to orbit. And again, this is when we're going to go back to Astrophysics 101. We can get engineering, which will get that decoupler that we want. We need that decoupler, if you remember rightly, to test it. We also get a too hot thermometer, which will also give us more science. Excellent. Communitron, so we can send that data back if we have a signal, and another communitron. Basically, one's mounted that way, one's mounted that way. Excellent. Now, I can research more. I've got 20, I've got 26. I could have general rocketry, and I could pick up the Reliant engine and a bigger fuel tank. I could pick up stability fins. Or I could pick up survivability, which will be heat shields, another science experiment, some radiator panels, and some extra parachutes. Well, you know what? I'm going to do that. The reason being, I want the extra parachutes. These things I can deal with later when I've got more science. I've only got 11 now. So, I was going to tell you that we did certain experiments from certain places. So now, if we click on Kerbin, you'll notice that biomes, we've done 3 from the launch pad. The launch pad itself is a biome. We've done 1 from the shores, which is when we were flying over Kerbin shores. And we've done a crew report from there. Excellent. Different biomes you can do different experiments from, and you'll gain more science. The science becomes mundane later on, because when you get to places like the moon or into outer orbit, the science amounts that you get from that are way more than just running around the space center trying to get the different biomes. So we're going to leave this facility. So now we've got new technology. Now we can do other things. Do I need to upgrade that? Nah. Astronaut Complex. Let's not spend any money just yet. Let's go back to the vehicle assembly building. I know my PJ Bottoms heading out for a bit, picking up painting from the farmers. I'm excited to see it. No worries. I'll be sticking this on YouTube, or if you want to watch the VOD, I'll come back next time, Jess. No worries. We're going to get to the proper science bit in it very soon. Which is where I'm going to have to open up paint and show you certain things. So we're going to start a new vehicle. That one is now saved. It's fine. Again, we've only got 1 command pod, and we need to start all these. Most of this stuff will be blacked out, but really you want to start with a command pod. Yep. Boom. No, come here. There we go. Oh, it's there. All right. Fair enough. I didn't see it there. Let's do what we did before. Let's get a parachute on there. Boom. And do I want a radio on? Do I need it? How heavy? I mean, it's like a ton in it. So, you know what? We're going to do some symmetry here. And we're going to mount 2 of these. I'm not sure if this is completely necessary. I could probably use the thrust from the engine to slow myself down, but we'll just do it this way just in case. I don't want to have any accidents, especially as I've turned off Kerbal respawn, so my Kerbals will actually die. It just doesn't look mounted very well, does it? It annoys me when it does this. I know it's symmetrical because I've got the Symmetry Mode on, thanks to that. Yeah, that'll do, that'll do. Goo canister. We want some science. I'm only going to put 1 goo canister on, because we've got most of the other experiments. But what I'm also going to do is stick a press map barometer on, and a thermometer. In fact, no, I'm going to tell a lie. I'm going to put 2 of them on. Let's put 2 of them on it. Right. 1 minute. I want goo canister, but I want to put symmetry back to 1. And not over the hatch, please. So we'll just stick it there. We're going to put 2 thermometers on. Under the chutes. And 2 press mats. Excellent. Because they'll give us scientific data. And we haven't done any of these 2 experiments from the launch pad yet. Or even up in thing, never mind landed. So I could have put 3 on technically, but we're not going to bother right now. Now, we have to test a decoupler. So, let's go to coupling and stick this decoupler on. I'm not going to use it, but I'm going to stick it on. Because we need to complete these contracts. Test the decoupler while splashed down. Excellent. Then we need to test the swivel engine while test down. Connor, I don't require any fuel in the swivel engine when I've splashed down, do I, to do the test? It can be fuelless, I think. I hope, if I remember rightly. We now have a fuel tank, which will pop on. And an engine. And this engine is 1.5 tons. So, no offence, that's one big ass engine. I'm making a rover. Nice. That should do us. That should do everything that I want us to do. I am worried that... Am I worried about the parachutes? Am I worried that I need more fuel? Well, we just won't make it to the water. We won't kill anybody, hopefully. So this is going to be... We're going to call this... what we're going to call this one? Iggy 2. The test vehicle. The testing vehicle. The testing rocket. Yeah. I'm going to enter description on splashdown tests. I don't normally do this, but for the fun of the stream, and I've been doing this. I've been adding names to them, so because I can save them and then I can revert back to them later and look at how well we moved on. So this is going to cost us 7,767 Kerbal bucks. That's fine. We've got 128,000. It's not a problem. Is there anything else that we want? Nope, 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 nope. What's that? Oh, it's a service bay. We could do with some aerodynamics. Do we want a basic fin? Just to be able to steer a bit better. It's a swivel engine. I think pretty sure the swivel engine comes with a gimbal. Yep. So we can steer. I think that should be fine. Let's just check our center of mass. Yeah. Center of thrust. Yep. Yeah. Excellent. It's got a launch. No. Oh, no, I don't need any fuel to do the test. Fine. Excellent. So what I am in this one is to do is, the thing with a liquid engine is they're more efficient. Oh, I should have shown you this. I can show you this. Show all. Oh, no, I can't. I can't show you now. Damn it. I'm going to leave the thing on. I can't show you now. Damn it. I'll show you next time. You can actually see how well it's going to thrust at certain things. So, like, it's hard to explain. But it'll tell you literally how much thrust to weight ratio you've got. So this one, while we're here, we want to do a quick press map. Yep, 3.6 science. A quick temperature log. 2.4 science. Nice, we'll keep them. Experiment. We're going to stick our SAS on, because we are going to be steering this time, and we want Jebediah to keep this stable as possible. Now, the difference between this engine and the other one is this won't just go pum. It will only go pum when I decide that it's going to. So you'll notice there's a throttle control in here, and I can increase the throttle. Oh, also, I don't want to press it too often because sticky key sets off. Oops. So you want to be careful how many times you tap that. I'm just going to go for full thrust. I don't think it's going to matter too much. And then as soon as I do, I'm going to try move to east, that way, to splash down in the water. At least that's the idea. So let's do this. Go! Stability assist will keep going. And that should get us to the water. Yeah! Uh-oh. Nope, nope. We're steering out of control. Uh-oh. We're out of control. Stability assist. Oh, we're going to land in the water, so that's fine. We're not too high. Let me just turn display staging off. No, staging on, but I don't want the show all, hide all. There we go. And yeah, that can go. We're dropping. So let's get these. Oops. What the hell's happening there? Has it crashed again? Oh no! Shit! The decoupler! Right. Revert flight. Let's revert to launch. This is why you have to be careful with your staging. I do not want the decoupler there. I do not want the decoupler to do anything. So we're going to add a stage here. We're going to move these parachutes down. We're going to move this parachute down. We're going to move this decoupler. For frig's sake, add another stage. Move this decoupler up. Move that down. Move that down. And then move that decoupler up to there. We did not want to do that. What we did is forgot that staging is annoying and decoupling doesn't always work like that. So let's get the stability assist on and let's try that again. Go. That was called schoolboy error. Literally called schoolboy error, and yet we're losing control again. Let's put our SES on. It doesn't matter, as long as we met the water, it's fine. And this time, I just want to set the parachutes off. We're in tolerance of the parachutes. These will change colour depending on how high or the speed that you're moving. As we're moving through the air now, we're kind of slowing down, but now we're speeding up. So now we want the parachutes. We do want it over sea level now because we're not going to be at ground level.